The sun hung low over the sprawling savanna, casting long blue and gold shadows across the palace courtyard. Today was Prince Kwame's coronation, a day meant for celebration. Drummers pounded a thunderous rhythm as the people gathered, their vibrant garments swirling like a living river beneath the carved stone lions. King Jabari, regal and composed, stood beside Queen Makina, his wise eyes scanning the jubilant crowd. But beneath the cheers, tension simmered. The air felt too thick, the smiles a little too strained. Among the servants in the shadows, a young woman, Nyasha, watched with a gaze sharper than any blade. Around her neck, hidden beneath her tunic, lay a lion-shaped pendant. She clutched it tightly, her heart pounding. Across the courtyard, General Bako lingered near a marble column, his face set in a hard line. His eyes, cold and calculating, rarely left the king. Whispers trailed behind him, rumors of his growing influence echoing through the palace like a warning drumbeat. As the royal family ascended the dais, a gust of wind rattled the ancient baobab trees. The old lion statue at the palace gate seemed to stare straight at Nyasha. She shivered, feeling the pull of destiny. The past she'd tried to bury now threatened to claw its way into the open. The drumming halted. Prince Kwame raised his arms to the crowd, but his smile was uncertain. In the hush, Nyasha sensed the first crack in the kingdom's foundation. Somewhere deep within the palace, secrets waited, dangerous and alive. The coronation was only the beginning. Night has fallen over the kingdom. The celebration fades, and the palace's vast stone corridors echo only with the whispers of distant guards and the soft hiss of oil lamps. Nyasha, now alone, glides through the shadowed halls, her fingers brushing the lion pendant at her throat. Every step is careful, every breath is measured. She pauses near a carved archway, listening. Two counselors pass, voices low. General Bako grows bolder. The king must not see the cracks in our walls. Their words fuel the fire in Nyasha's chest. She ducks behind a curtain as the counselors disappear, her sharp eyes catching a fleeting reflection in a gilded shield. Her own, haunted and determined. Suddenly, a shadow separates itself from the darkness. An elderly servant, eyes clouded with fear and wisdom, stops her. You must leave, child. The truth is heavier than you know. Before Nyasha can respond, the servant presses a folded parchment into her hand and vanishes as silently as she appeared. Nyasha retreats to a hidden alcove, unfolding the parchment with trembling hands. On it, a crest, her crest. The lion's head, crowned and encircled by flame. Below, a single line. Blood will out. Her pulse races. She feels the ancient stones shift beneath her feet. Somewhere nearby, General Bako stalks the shadows, muttering orders to his loyal guards. In this palace, every eye hides a secret. Nyasha tucks the note away and steels herself. Tonight, she is no longer invisible. The kingdom's fate is entwined with hers, though no one yet knows it. Palace is restless. In his private chamber, King Jabari sits alone, weighed down by an old scroll marked with the royal crest. Candlelight flickers across his weary face as he rereads words only he and the late queen had ever seen. A confession of a lost child, a daughter hidden to protect the throne. A heavy knock interrupts him. It's Queen Makina, her eyes tired but sharp. She closes the door, her voice trembling. Jabari, the time is near. The truth must come, before Bako destroys us. The king's grip tightens on the scroll. If the truth comes, our house may fall, he whispers. But lies will break us all the same. Makina kneels beside him, placing her hand over his. She lives. I have seen her. Our Nyasha. At her name, emotion flickers across Jabari's face. Regret, hope, dread. In the corridor beyond, the loyal royal scribe listens, hidden in the shadows, catching fragments. Bloodline, heir, danger. He hurries away, the seeds of rumor already sprouting. Suddenly, a crash. The window flies open with a rush of wind. The lion-headed staff rattles against the wall as if in warning. The king and queen exchange a fearful glance. Their secret is no longer safe. Outside, a single figure flees into the night, clutching a scrap of paper torn from the king's scroll. The moon glows cold and full above the palace rooftops. Nyasha slips through the herb gardens, her mind spinning with the words from the secret note. Every shadow feels alive, every gust of wind like a whispered warning. Suddenly, a voice slices the silence, a low, urgent whisper. You are not safe. Nyasha whirls to find Prince Kwame, his face tense, eyes searching. He's caught her before she could vanish into the night. For a moment, neither speaks. The only sound is the distant howl of a lion. Kwame steps closer, lowering his voice. There are rumors of betrayal. Bako's men watch you. Why? Nyasha stares at him, torn between trust and caution. The pendant beneath her shirt feels like it burns against her skin. She can't reveal her secret, not yet. I know nothing of betrayal, she replies, forcing calm into her voice. Kwame studies her, as if trying to see beyond her mask. Be careful, Nyasha. Even the shadows have ears. He presses a small carved lion into her hand, a token for protection, or a warning, she cannot tell. Before she can answer, heavy footsteps approach. General Bako's voice bellows from the path, ordering his men to search the gardens. Nyasha and Kwame slip apart, vanishing into the darkness just as guards storm past, torches blazing. Hidden behind a thicket, Nyasha clutches the lion token and her pendant. Tonight, allies and enemies wear the same face. The garden is no longer a place of peace, it has become a hunting ground. Dawn breaks with a red gold promise over the palace. In a hidden chapel, Queen Makina finds Nyasha, summoned by a cryptic note. Rays of sunlight filter through stained glass, casting lion patterns across the floor. The queen's expression is fierce and gentle as she closes the door, shutting out the waking world. I know who you are, Makina says, voice barely above a whisper. She draws Nyasha close, revealing a matching lion pendant beneath her royal cloak. The two pendants seem to glow in the morning light. Mother and daughter, secrets entwined. Nyasha's heart races with longing, fear, and defiance. Makina's eyes glisten. You are of the royal line. Born in shadow, raised in silence for your safety. The kingdom needs you. Darkness circles our house. Nyasha stumbles back, struggling to breathe. The truth is heavier than the lies she's carried. She remembers the rumors, the warnings, the way Bako's guards track her every step. Suddenly, footsteps echo in the hallway, sharp, relentless. Makina presses her hands to Nyasha's shoulders. You must hide. There is no safety for you, not yet. Trust no one. As the door bursts open, the queen sweeps Nyasha into a secret passage, her royal bearing unbroken even as danger closes in. From the darkness of the tunnel, Nyasha looks back. Her mother stands tall as Bako's men enter, their eyes cold. She risks one last glance, burning the image into her soul. For the first time, she knows her true name and the power it holds. The palace trembles with unrest as word of an intruder spreads. In the council chamber, General Bako stands before the king, eyes glinting with triumph. She has been seen, Majesty, a servant girl skulking through sacred places. It is a sign of conspiracy. King Jabari's fist clenches, his anger masked by royal restraint. Meanwhile, hidden within the palace walls, Nyasha moves through secret tunnels guided by the lion token Kwame gave her. Each step echoes with danger. She overhears counselors debating the fate of the mysterious girl, their voices sharp with suspicion and greed. Back in the council chamber, Bako turns to Prince Kwame. The security of the kingdom demands action. Give the order, Prince. Show you are worthy to rule. Kwame's jaw tightens. He knows what Bako wants, Nyasha's capture or worse. But doubt flickers in his eyes. As the king hesitates, Queen Makina enters, regal and unyielding. No innocent shall be harmed, she declares. Bako bows, but his smile is cold. Outside, his loyal soldiers ready themselves to sweep the palace, their orders veiled in darkness. In the tunnels below, Nyasha pauses as dust falls from above, a sign that soldiers march overhead. She clutches her pendant and steels herself, her destiny no longer in her own hands but in the hearts of those who must choose between loyalty and betrayal. Nyasha's breath is shallow in the darkness of the tunnel as soldiers' boots thunder overhead. The tunnel opens into the royal stables, bathed in the first golden hints of daylight. She slips among the horses, her heart pounding in her chest, every creak and shuffle a threat. Above ground, Prince Kwame stands before the stable doors, wrestling with his loyalty to family and the demand for order. He signals the guards to search elsewhere, buying precious moments. In the shadows, he locks eyes with Nyasha. The silent trust between them is fragile, dangerous, but real. Suddenly, a guard returns unexpectedly. Nyasha freezes. Kwame raises his voice in a staged reprimand to the guard, drawing attention away from the hidden girl. With the commotion as cover, Nyasha slips outside, disappearing into the maze of palace gardens. The alarm sounds. Bako has realized the ruse. Soldiers spill into the stables and gardens, hunting for the traitor. Nyasha scales a low wall and vanishes into the wilds beyond the palace, the lion pendant warm against her chest, a promise and a warning. As the sun crests the horizon, the palace wakes to turmoil. General Bako's fury is unleashed, and Kwame stands alone in the stable yard, the risk of his defiance heavy on his shoulders. For Nyasha, escape is only the beginning. Now, the hunt truly begins. Nyasha runs through the tall grasses and acacia thickets beyond the palace walls. The sun climbs, warming the earth, but every sound, a rustling bird, the snap of a twig, keeps her nerves taut. She moves swiftly, disappearing into the golden green wilds where the kingdom's reach thins and the savanna breathes with ancient secrets. Behind her, Bako's best trackers fan out, their eyes sharp for any sign. From a high ridge, Nyasha looks back. The palace looms, both prison and home, distant banners fluttering in the breeze. She presses onward, guided only by the lion pendant and the memory of her mother's words. As the heat of midday settles, she stumbles upon an old healer's hut hidden beneath a canopy of tangled vines. The healer, a wiry old woman with knowing eyes, studies Nyasha in silence, then silently gestures her inside. The air within is thick with the scents of dried herbs and burning sage. Nyasha sinks to her knees, exhausted. The healer examines the lion pendant and nods. You carry the blood of kings, but blood draws both protectors and predators. Outside, the sound of hunting horns carries on the wind. The healer hands Nyasha a vial of bitter tonic. Drink, and you will have strength for the path ahead. Nyasha sips the potion, the taste burning, but the effect immediate. Reinvigorated, she stands at the doorway, steeling herself. The kingdom is hunting her, but hope still glimmers beyond the trees. Back at the palace, General Bako's frustration turns into ruthless calculation. He gathers his most loyal men in a candlelit war room, maps and tokens spread across the table. She is no ordinary servant. The queen and prince conspire to shield her. If we cannot find the girl, we will draw her out, with bait. Bako's plan is simple and cruel. News is spread throughout the kingdom. Queen Makina is gravely ill, struck down by a mysterious poison. The message is laced with lies, but it is meant for one pair of ears, Nyasha's. The healers are forbidden from entering the palace, and only a rare herb from the wilds can save the queen. Bako knows Nyasha's heart will not let her mother suffer alone. Prince Kwame learns of the plan too late. He confronts Bako in the palace corridor, swords nearly drawn, but is forced to stand down as guards close in. You cannot hold the kingdom with blood alone, Kwame warns. Bako only smiles, confident in his trap. Far away in the healer's hut, Nyasha hears the rumor from a passing trader. Her hands shake as she listens. The old healer cautions her. It is a snare, but sometimes only the lioness dares enter the hunter's ring. As night falls, Nyasha wraps herself in a dark cloak and prepares to return. She knows the risk, but love and destiny pull her back toward the palace and into the heart of danger. Night hangs heavy over the palace as Nyasha, cloaked and hooded, slips through secret entrances. Within the queen's chambers, Makena lies pale and breathless, her loyal attendants kept away by Bako's soldiers. Only Prince Kwame is allowed inside, and his worry shows in every line of his face. Nyasha waits, heart pounding, until the chamber is empty save for her mother and Kwame. She emerges from the shadows, and Kwame's relief is immediate. You should not have come, he whispers. But Nyasha kneels by her mother's side, tears slipping down her cheeks. Queen Makina opens her eyes with effort, managing a faint smile. Lion's blood cannot be poisoned so easily, she murmurs. Nyasha quickly hands over the healer's vial, and together, she and Kwame coax the bitter medicine past Makina's lips. As the queen drifts into a healing sleep, Nyasha clasps her hand, a silent promise between them. Outside, the guards grow restless and Bako's shadow lurks in the corridor. Kwame signals Nyasha to go. With one last look, Nyasha vanishes into a hidden passage just as Bako enters, eyes searching, suspicion sharpening. He does not see Nyasha, but the queen's slow, steady breath tells him his plan is unraveling. Bako leaves, fuming, and a distant lion's roar echoes through the night, a promise that the real heir's spirit is unbroken. As dawn breaks, Bako moves swiftly, his patience worn thin. He commands his men to seize the healer who aided Nyasha and drags her to the palace courtyard. Rumors spread like wildfire. Servants and nobles alike gather, tension thick in the air. King Jabari is brought out under heavy guard, his face grave and furious. In the center, the old healer stands proud, refusing to betray Nyasha. Bako, cold and unrelenting, orders her execution unless Nyasha surrenders herself. A hush falls as Bako calls out, "Let the false heir step forward, or the healer pays the price." From the crowd, Nyasha emerges, trembling but resolute. Kwame tries to stop her, but she steps into the open, her lion pendant blazing in the morning light. She faces Bako, meeting his gaze without flinching. "Release her. I am the one you seek." Gasps and murmurs ripple through the assembly. King Jabari's eyes shine with pride and anguish. Bako grins, believing victory is his, and orders the guards to seize Nyasha and the healer. But as soldiers close in, the people's anger boils over. Villagers and palace servants rush forward, defying the soldiers with a courage born of hope. Bako's plan unravels as chaos erupts. Kwame leaps into the fray, battling Bako's men to protect Nyasha. In the chaos, the healer escapes into the crowd, Nyasha shielded by loyal hands. Bako's fury is absolute. The power he thought he wielded is slipping away. The courtyard erupts into chaos. General Bako, furious and desperate, orders his soldiers to seize Nyasha and crush the rebellion. But Prince Kwame, armed and unyielding, moves to protect her. The people rally around the true heirs, hurling stones and words at Bako's men. Swords clash. Nyasha, shielded by Kwame and a band of loyal guards, is pushed to the palace steps. Above them, King Jabari finds his voice, his command booming, "This is the blood of my blood. Let none touch her." His proclamation stuns the crowd, and Bako's supporters falter. But Bako does not yield. He draws his blade and challenges Kwame to single combat before the crowd. "Let the gods judge who is worthy," he roars. The two circle each other, tension so thick it nearly breaks the morning air. Nyasha stands behind Kwame, courage and terror mingling on her face. The duel is fierce, brutal, and swift. Bako fights with cunning and rage, Kwame with skill and righteous fury. Nyasha's shouts rise above the crowd as the fight comes to a head. Finally, with a cry, Kwame disarms Bako and holds him at sword point. The crowd surges, roaring their support. Bako's soldiers, leaderless, lay down their arms. For a moment, the future of the kingdom hangs in the balance. Silence falls over the courtyard as Bako lies, defeated at Kwame's feet. Nyasha steps forward, the lion pendant heavy around her neck, her voice trembling but clear. "No more secrets. The people deserve the truth." King Jabari, supported by Queen Makena, now standing, strength returning, addresses the assembly. "Long ago, we hid our daughter to protect her from enemies within. Today, I declare before the gods and all of you, Nyasha is of royal blood, true heir of the lion's line." Murmurs ripple through the crowd, suspicion giving way to hope and awe. Nyasha meets their gazes, uncertain but resolute. She kneels before her father, offering the pendant. Jabari accepts it, placing it around her neck in front of all. General Bako, stripped of his command, is led away by the guards. His last glare is one of hatred, and a warning that dangers still lurk beyond the palace walls. Queen Makena, her hand on Nyasha's shoulder, stands tall. This kingdom is not built on lies, but on the courage to face the truth. Kwame stands at Nyasha's side, the royal family finally united. The people bow, voices rising in a new chant, one of hope and unity. In the distance, the first rays of true dawn crest the savannah, promising a new era. Within the palace's grand hall, the elders, council, and people gather for a rare assembly. Sunlight streams through tall windows as King Jabari stands before the throne, flanked by Queen Makina, Prince Kwame, and Nyasha, now dressed in noble garments, her lion pendant gleaming. The air is thick with anticipation. Jabari's voice is solemn as he recounts the sins and secrets of the past, acknowledging the pain of hiding Nyasha's lineage. The council murmurs, but the people listen, spellbound. Nyasha, trembling but resolved, steps forward to speak. I am both daughter of the king and child of the people. I will not rule with secrets or fear. Justice must be done, not just for me, but for all who have been wronged. Some counselors protest, fearing change. Queen Makina silences them. True strength is not in blood alone, but in the courage to heal and unite. The people erupt in applause, their faith restored. Outside, the guards bring Bako, now a prisoner, before the assembly. He is forced to kneel, his arrogance gone. The king offers him mercy, exile, not execution, while Nyasha insists that even enemies can change. The act cements her as a ruler of both compassion and strength. The crowd cheers. For the first time, unity fills the palace, and the kingdom feels the weight of a new dawn. The palace is alive with color and music as Nyasha's coronation approaches. She stands in a chamber flanked by Queen Makena and Prince Kwame, dressed in splendid royal attire with the lion pendant resting proudly against her chest. The old healer, now honored as an advisor, adjusts Nyasha's ceremonial sash. Outside, villagers and nobles gather, their faces filled with hope. Banners bearing the lion's crest ripple in the breeze. Nyasha's hands tremble as the weight of her new destiny settles on her shoulders. King Jabari, regal and smiling through tears, leads Nyasha into the throne room. The council and people kneel in respect. Nyasha takes her place at the foot of the throne, and Jabari places a gleaming golden crown upon her brow. As she rises, the sunlight catches the crown and the lion pendant together, a sign to all that the kingdom's future is forged by both truth and tradition. The crowd erupts in joyous song. Prince Kwame and Queen Makina embrace Nyasha, their family whole at last. A new era dawns as the lion's heir ascends, the scars of betrayal transforming into hope and unity for the land. As the new queen, Nyasha stands on the balcony above the palace square, greeted by a sea of joyous faces. The air is alive with song, drums, and the scent of fresh blossoms. The elders and healers form a circle below, chanting blessings as rays of sunlight bathe Nyasha in golden light. Queen Makina and King Jabari stand at her side, proud and moved. Prince Kwame bows, offering his sword as a pledge of loyalty, not just as brother, but as protector of the realm. Nyasha accepts, raising the lion pendant high for all to see. She swears a public oath, I will rule with justice and wisdom, guided by the spirits of our ancestors and the will of our people. No more will secrets or betrayal divide us. The crowd erupts in cheers and ululations, united as never before. In that moment, hope returns to every heart. Even the old healer, now revered as sage, smiles in peace. The wounds of the past begin to heal, and the future stretches bright before the lion's heir. Under a brilliant sky, the kingdom celebrates in the fields and courtyards. Drums and dancers fill the air with joy. Nyasha, queen of the lion's line, walks among her people, not above them, but beside them, her crown and lion pendant shining in the midday sun. Children run up to her, offering garlands and handmade lion tokens. The old healer and elders sit together, laughter and stories flowing freely. Prince Kwame leads a parade of warriors, saluting their new queen. Queen Makina and King Jabari look on, hands entwined, faces glowing with peace and pride. A new council gathers, with seats for villagers, healers, and warriors, unity and wisdom guiding every decision. Nyasha lifts a child into her arms and gazes across the fields, her heart finally at rest. The kingdom is stronger for its scars, and the future is wide and bright. The tale of the forbidden heir, once a shadowed secret, now lives in the open, a story of forgiveness, courage, and the true meaning of family. The lion's heir reigns, and hope reigns with her.